ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 161 of the MTB podcast, presented and hosted by Worldwide Cyclery, Kettle Mountain Apparel, and Trail One Components. I am Jared.
I'm Liam.
And I am Trevor.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. The three amigos back in the house tonight. And in this episode, we have our friends from DT Swiss joining us, Nick and Nils, to go over two new products that recently launched, the FR571 rim and the DEG DF ratchet system. Plus, we have some epic listener questions ranging from crank length to who we would swap lives with anybody in the world for a day and everything in between.
Wow, that's deep.
That is pretty deep. Super deep. Speaking of deep, Zach's words of wisdom: surround yourself with those who lift you higher, and you'll never not have an amazing day.
Zach said that himself, which is why it says never not.
Double negative. And you'll never not, which you could say you'll always have an amazing day.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's true. If you surround yourself with people who are positive and who are a positive influence on you, then things are just going to go up from there.
And you'll never not.
You'll never not have an amazing day.
Yeah, yep. Zach just got married, and I think he did exactly that. He married someone who lifts him up higher every day, so it's pretty good.
She does not
Absolutely.
lift him, though.
She doesn't. She can't lift him.
No.
Well, she might be able to.
Metaphorically.
She's pretty strong, but
Pound for pound, she's strong.
Zach's a big boy.
That's true. Speaking of big boys, sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. By slowing their heart rate, sloths can last up to 40 minutes underwater. Dolphins usually manage about 10.
Wow.
I would not have guessed that.
Why do sloths need to do that?
That's a really good question.
I've never thought about a sloth in water. Together.
Yeah. Why do they need to do that? Because they're so slow and they fall off a tree into water and they gotta like get themselves out of there?
That's a really good question, Liam.
Yeah. Ask our ChatGPT buddy.
Because, typically, I've never seen a sloth near water.
No.
I've never seen a sloth, if I'm being honest.
I don't think I've ever seen a sloth either, like, in person.
I heard they smell.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I don't know. They've got mean claws.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
But do they swipe fast?
They probably can.
They do have huge, huge claws.
Do we not have a testimonial this week? Fantastic testimonial.
That's so funny you say that, Liam, because I'm looking at one right now.
Oh.
Yeah. So, fantastic testimonial. I truly didn't want to leave a review, but the guilt of leaving a fine crew member of Worldwide Cyclery face up in a rock garden without an answer to his question regarding my purchase simply became too much. The product is lovely, and the shipping and communication was excellent as well. Get well soon and keep shredding.
Wait, I'm confused. So he met a worldwide staff in a rock garden?
No, it's our follow-up email.
Oh, okay.
It says, hey, Water's going OTB in a rock garden, and I thought of you in your order or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. I was like, wow. I can see that happening, though.
It could happen.
It's like someone in North Star from the Reno shop or something.
Right?
Who knows?
Yeah. No, one of our follow-up emails, our email chains are funny. If you ever place an order and you see them,
Mm-hmm.
they're very creative.
We're kind of quirky guys,
Yeah, quirky for sure. I've had people talk to me about that actually and say they love that because it's like not so much of a spam email. It's like, I actually want to read this and it's interesting. Not your typical email.
Exactly.
Emails are pretty boring normally, so
yeah.
I feel like
anything that could bring a smile to your face, give you a little chuckle, or maybe even mislead you into thinking somebody crashed their bike.
Better than the mundane, boring emails, and then you get sucked into the like constant email chain of once a week sale emails when you order from some random company.
Right.
Oh,
I got like hundreds and hundreds of emails in that like promotions folder.
Yeah.
And it's just like all of them is just like, ugh.
You just gotta unsubscribe, bro.
I know. And now you get ones you don't even realize, like, how did I even get emails from this company?
On Gmail, I've noticed you can unsubscribe super easy now. They give you the option because before you'd have to go into the actual site and
if I do that,
for sure,
report spam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. Not easy. Spam.
Yeah. I know. I got some serious work to do on that front.
It's worth it. It's worth it for your mental sanity.
It is.
Yep. Keep that inbox clean.
Yeah.
Data management is just like so frustrating these days. Like I'm looking at like my computer. Jeff gave me the little Mac Mini, and then like every time I finish something, I'd be like so good about deleting the photos and the videos, just so I can have enough room to like start the next project.
Yeah.
So
I recently had to switch towers as well, and it's kind of nice. Kind of gave me a fresh start.
Totally.
And now I have everything on a remote hard drive and not on the actual desktop. So like I can also unplug it and work wherever I want with 100% of my photos and data on there.
That's really smart, Liam. I think I should get a hard drive too.
It took basically my computer going down for a week, roughly. I don't know. It was a while. I got screwed. When I was dealing with all this stuff. I think you were gone. I don't know.
I remember you having a hard time.
Yeah, it was a while.
Yeah.
And I remember I like left on a Friday. I'm like, yep, that's next week's problem. Came back and I was like,
time to
now
fix
it is a
this.
problem. There's a fire.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, God.
But yeah, it's a fresh start. I know what I'm doing now. I did not know what I was doing when I had that tower about 6 years ago. So
there's files everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bike podcast. Let's get back to bikes.
Yeah.
What types of bikes and rides have we been enjoying lately?
Well, you guys just got back from Whistler.
We did. Yeah, we did. We just get back from Whistler.
You dogs.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your trip.
Liam and I went on a little fun vacation to Whistler Bike Park.
Never heard of it.
Just to ride some bikes and get some laps in.
Just 3 days of bike park smashing.
Yeah.
Flew up, travel day, 3 days, flew home, travel day.
It was strictly business.
Strictly business.
Strictly riding bike.
We ate at 3 restaurants in 5 days or something like that.
Yeah. Didn't go out, slept a bunch.
Yeah.
Just recovered because the bike park was pretty hammered. And yeah, it was good.
Breaking bumps.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I brought out a Revel Ritual, which was pretty sweet. I got to break it in there, which was crazy. So it was nice to have a fresh bike there. So the Revel Ritual, for those that don't know, is a enduro bike from Revel. Their kind of new enduro bike, replaces the Rail 2.9, and it's a 165 rear travel, 170 front travel bike. And yeah, it was I would say just enough for Whistler. Whistler's pretty extreme as far as bike parks go. Like most people are really just riding downhill bikes there.
Yeah.
So it was great to be able to ride an enduro bike and have it hang. Just put some downhill tires on it, and we put the Trail 1 wheels on it and call it a day.
Nice.
Yeah, it was sweet. The laps were heavy. Yeah, again, the bike park was super rough. So took a couple laps to get used to the bike, and then it didn't take a couple laps. I was actually pretty used to it right away. I really gelled with it quickly.
Nice.
But it took a couple laps to get used to the speed that Whistler gives you.
For sure.
And the size of the jumps. The jumps are like the size of a house.
For sure.
And you're going 30 miles an hour into these jumps, which is just bananas, something you would never do anywhere else.
Right.
So that was a bit of a shock to the system. I've been to Whistler a couple times, so I knew what I was getting into, but yeah, definitely took a second to
crank it up and then straight to A-line.
Crank it up and then straight. We had
crank it up, and Seymour Butts were beat up.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
proper.
We did a warm-up lap on that, and I was like, all right, let's go see if A-line's in better shape, because that's not smooth on our wrists at all.
Yeah.
And there were some big holes, but you could kind of get around some of them, and then some of them you just had to take it.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good, though. Straight biz.
Nice. So you took the Ritual.
Yep.
Liam, you took your frameworks.
Yep. And, frameworks enduro. You're on 2929.
Yep.
I was on a mullet setup, but pretty much same travel ranges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was sick.
You guys both had Maxxis downhill tires. Assegai DHR2.
DHR2 downhill tires.
I actually had a double down the front just because that's what I had on. I didn't feel like buying a tire or swapping it, but yeah, downhill rear.
Yeah, downhill rear is essential there.
It's essential.
Essential.
It's amazing how much downhill tires help at Whistler.
It gives you so much confidence. That and we honestly did have pretty similar setups as far as components goes. Mm-hmm. We both had RockShox suspension.
Yeah, Zebs, Vivid Airs.
Mm-hmm. You had Maven bases. I had Maven Silvers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We both had transmission drivetrains.
Yeah.
Pretty just solid, reliable stuff.
Yeah.
No issues there, and it works so well. It's pretty incredible.
It's amazing.
Yeah. We pretty much did 3 days, first chair to last chair, roughly. I think second day we tapped out a little early just to
second day the bodies were beat.
Yeah.
And then third day the bodies came around, the hands came around a little bit, at least for me, and it made it so much more enjoyable because you're just making blisters on your hands, and your wrists are bruised. The watch kind of bruises your wrists a little bit too, and
halfway through day 2, I went to the bike shop and got some tape to tape my inside my webbing because I was blistering.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
And then I bought tape that night, and I taped them up both hands real good for day 3.
KT tape type stuff, or just medical tape. Athletic tape. Yeah. That's cool.
But that was the only thing. Bodies were just beat up, but yeah. I also think day 1 was probably a bit of just riding hard blacks and double black tech trails and just going pretty fast, riding like at pace and just like over gripping. Like, death gripping.
We got like 3 or 4 like warm up laps in, and then we met up with Cody Kelly and Mitch Ropolato. Just randomly they were there, and so we kind of hung on their wheels the rest of the day, and they were both on downhill bikes, and they're also just like top pros.
Yeah.
So it was like we thought we were going kind of quick, and then you try to follow them, and it's just the pace is absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
And just kind of holding on for dear life and hitting holes harder than you normally would, and holding on harder than you normally would. It's pretty brutal on your body, and so it takes a little bit to adapt to that. They probably already had a bunch of days in the park.
Well,
for sure.
Yeah, when I talked to Cody earlier, he was there. I just missed him in June, and he's like, I'll be there in September. And then, so I think he said this was his 5th week in Westwood Bike Park of this summer.
5th week?
5th week.
Wow.
Yeah. So like you're pretty adapted to it at that point.
He knows all the sneaky lines and the cool trails.
That's crazy.
But yeah, like, you know, straight into it day one, and we're hanging on their wheels on some tech trails, and it's just like, and even on the flow trails, like they're flow trails, they're jump trails, you know, but yeah, you're going so fast, and yeah, you're doing, I think we were looking like our average speed is about 20 miles an hour on A-line, with hitting like high 30s on A-line every single lap.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I think bottom of Dirt Merchant you hit like 38 or something like that. Yeah,
it's a bit ridiculous, but
that's crazy.
It was cool. I mean, that place is awesome. Super fun. So there's so many trails. Every time you go, there's a different trail that you find that's just like blows your mind.
Mm-hmm.
The jumps are insane. You just, once you figure out to like commit to the speed and commit to the lip, and not kind of brake check everything, then they work.
Yeah.
And it's just the most incredible feeling. And yeah, we both came back in one piece. So
yep.
That's the most important thing.
It is.
Going up, the only thing I wanted to check off was D1.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully we get through D1, and maybe we're like day 2 or 3, we knew we'd meet up with Cody, and like maybe he'll tow us through it. We hit it halfway into day 1.
And it looks good, so fun.
It was good.
That trail looks so sick.
It's a technical jump trail for sure. It's a pro line, but the jumps aren't like any bigger than A-line. If anything, there are some of them are smaller than what's gaps, on A-line. Right? I'd say they have knuckles.
You don't want to case them.
You don't want to case.
You can though.
They're just, you don't want a nose case.
Like every jump, every jump is like a turn step down or a turn step up.
Yeah.
So you kind of you can't just jump it straight. You have to like lean into it and yank.
Yeah.
And you have to not break in the corner. So it's just a little bit more technical, but it's cool to make it through. I still think like some other jump lines are harder.
Yeah.
And Crabapple. We didn't hit Crabapple, and
brutal.
I think I need a downhill bike for that, or just to man up a little bit. But those jumps are big.
They are big.
They're huge.
To me, I've hit it twice before, 3 times, but 2 summers ago, and they've reshaped. Yeah, and they've reshaped them since, and they're much bigger now, or lippier. They look like. But it is cool to check off because they're massive, right? It's like probably the biggest jump I'll ever hit on a bike.
Yeah.
But they're just kind of straight. Where like to me, D1's like more fun because it's flowier and like more technical as far as like any one of us can make it through Crabapple if someone's towing us through it. Where D1 is like, you know, you got to have a bit more skill to get through it, I think, versus just balls.
Yeah.
I think so.
Definitely.
But
it looked super fun on that video that you posted. I was like, that looks like a really fun jump trail.
And that was like, what, your second run?
On D1?
The GoPro you posted?
Second run. First run, I cased a couple of the step downs because I didn't realize how big they actually were.
Yeah.
Actually, I just was going too slow out of the corners to like properly make them. And you have to just pretty much no brake it, which is a little bit sketchy with the brake bumps and the ruts and stuff.
For sure.
So yeah, just second run, and it was good.
So is it similar in the way that, I mean, I'm sure it is, and all these other Westwood Bike Park trails are, where like if you make the first one and like you maintain the speed, like you're good, or if you case the first one and you miss it, like you're the whole rest of the trail, like you're
for the most part, it's more just like maintaining the speed through the turn and not braking.
Yeah.
And just committing.
For sure.
Straight up.
The first,
they work if you commit.
Yeah. The first run, I was following Cody, you followed Mitch, we like split because it was dusty, and I cased literally like, I think the first shark fin. I just tagged it, and then I pulled out of the step up, and then he waited for me, and then we pedaled in and made the rest of everything. But yeah, like I wouldn't have made that step up having cased the first one.
Yeah.
Or I would have cased that as well, and then not probably made anything else. So
Sick.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
super cool to see all the Groms they're shredding too.
Yeah.
These kids are like 10, 11, 12, just throwing the biggest flips you've ever seen.
It's insane.
And going do these, I don't know, it's nuts to me.
Yeah. They are.
But the next generation is here.
They grew up on that. They are growing up on
They're growing up on it on some insane bikes too, like full suspension, little, 26, 24-inch bikes. And it's pretty cool.
Super cool.
It is cool.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I personally did not just get back from Whistler. That's pretty cool that you guys went. I'm stoked for you guys. While you were gone, I did an Amflow torture test.
How was that?
Yeah. It was actually more fun than I thought it would be.
So like trying to see how long you could go on a charge?
Exactly.
Yeah, we both saw your ride. And I was like, oh, it's a sick ride. And I was like, wait, that's an e-bike ride.
Yeah.
Because it's like something I do on a XC bike.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what were your stats?
So I got 48.5 miles and 6,300 feet of elevation.
Wow.
Which is pretty solid for an e-bike.
Yeah.
And I could have got more. I probably could have got like 50 plus miles and like 7,000 feet of elevation if I did not kick it into trail mode at the very end, like just to get back to the shop.
Yeah, I would say that's huge for an e-bike.
You were in eco most of the rest of the day?
Eco mode the whole day.
Okay. And then you put it in a trail just because you're like, I'm over this.
Yeah, I was like, I got steep climbing to get out of here. And I'm like, yeah, I'm over this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that. That would just be so brutal.
It was a serious exercise in self-control.
Yeah.
Not putting it into trail mode or turbo mode like all day.
Yeah.
Because, I looked at your average speed and it wasn't really any higher than a fast XC ride.
No.
So like eco, do you feel like you were trying less than if you were on an ASR with pretty fast tires?
Definitely.
You're trying less though?
Definitely trying less.
Okay.
Like I could definitely kind of just like if you spin your legs, you're moving.
Okay.
Right.
But more boring though. Or was it fun?
I don't know, because I still hit a lot of fun downhills. And like that was the goal of the route, was to hit like a bunch of the best downhills. Like
you pretty much did the best at Conejo Loop.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was sick. And all the trails were super fun, like except for somebody went and sabotaged suicide.
Really?
Again, yeah.
Again?
Yeah. Like they just looked like somebody with their poles. They were just like breaking up all the jumps and, you know.
We just rode it the weekend before and it was fine.
Oh, did you really? It looked like honestly it was fresh. And I saw like a few hikers out there with poles and I was like, it was totally one of you guys. Like totally one of you guys.
Like it was pretty bad. It was like pretty obvious it was sabotaged.
For sure. Yeah. And like, so, you know, like after the toilet bowl, there's kind of like that double drop, like there kind of trail splits and off to the right, there's like that drop jump. And so they knocked a couple of the rocks out of the drop and they put them in the middle of the trail after the blind drop.
Oh yeah. So like, sounds like sabotage.
So I
hit that section. It was fine.
Yeah. So I came off the drop and I was just like, oh my God. Thankfully I missed him, but like, it's so frustrating. Yeah. And like at the berm, and then like they put a bunch of stuff in the trail right after the berm, like right where you'd exit it, and destroyed the little step up hip and everything. Super frustrating.
Dang.
But aside from that, the ride was super sick. And I mean, it was super cool. Brought along, and then I got to have a nice little Italia Deli sub about halfway through, which was cool. And this was all for a video for testing the Amflow. So the video will be out closer to the end of this month, so in a couple weeks. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's interesting. I've never like gone out on eco mode just to see how long it would last, like on any e-bike. And ever since we got the Amflow, I'm like, this is something I want to do, but like I literally just need a whole day to do it.
Yeah,
it's like
it takes forever.
It took forever. Yeah, like moving time.
4-hour ride.
Yeah, is 4.5 hour moving time or something like that. And like 6+ hours of total time because like I stopped for a little bit.
Yeah, in my experience, like with like riding e-bike on eco, it kind of makes your legs kind of lethargic. You're not really like activating your legs or pushing your muscles very hard because you're kind of just spinning the whole time.
Yeah.
The downhills do help like revitalize your body a little bit, I would say.
For sure.
It does I would get over it pretty quick, I think.
Oh yeah.
Just going on eco, and the fact that you can just press a button like 2 or 3 times and just be absolutely ripping up the hill would be pretty bothersome. So that is definitely a mental exercise and self-control.
It for sure was.
That's cool.
And like to make it last even longer, like I get to the road section and I would like tune it down. Like I would take, 10 Newton meters, like 100 watts off the total power.
Oh, wow.
So
you went hard.
Yeah. So like on the road, I was definitely like spinning, but even though like once I got up to 20 miles an hour, like it's pretty easy to keep it there on a flat section of road. But it's pretty funny. Just like I ran into some guy on a road bike and we both had stopped at the light and he's like, oh, nice bike. And I was just like, thanks, whatever. It's not mine. But, And so he's on like the 6 Vela or something, and then he just like takes off, and he's definitely like had it in his head. He's like, I'm not letting this guy pass me. He's just like throwing down watts. I'm like 20 miles an hour.
You're cruising on the e-bike.
I was cruising on the e-bike going 20 miles an hour, and this guy's like pulling away. I'm like, and he's like, he did not want me to catch up or keep up with him at all.
I've told you about the older guy on an e-road bike that towed me all the way through Hidden Valley.
Oh yeah.
Like he like caught me, passed me, and then I passed him back on a little downhill, and then he passed me back once it got flat again. And then I just sat on his wheel, and we were doing like 26 all the way through Hidden Valley. And this guy was probably easily in his 70s.
Yeah, because his bike can go 28.
His bike can go 28. Yeah. And I was like just sitting on his wheel doing like 26 or so.
Great pacer.
It was sick, yeah. And then I sprinted up a hill, and Treasure Hill, and like I think I set like a PR up it, and I've done it like 75 times because I was just sitting on his wheel, and Homeboy's like has an extra 300 watts.
Yeah,
so he's doing awesome. Like, 450 watts up this hill while I'm
draft.
Like, full sprint. But I was like, dang, this is pretty incredible. So
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Checking the computer.
Speaking of e-bikes.
Wow, what a great segue, Trevor. You learned from the best. Speaking of e-bikes, the Yeti LTe
new big dog e-bike from Yeti coming out.
Big dog. The long travel E.
Is that what?
If I have decoded these properly in my head, I feel like MT's got to be mid travel. LT's got to be long travel.
Yes.
Right?
Does it say that?
I don't know if it says that anywhere.
Okay.
But like,
makes sense.
I'm going to hypothesize that, putting it out there.
So the MTE is kind of like I'm gonna call it a upper half power bike because it is actually pretty powerful.
It is
for what it is. What is it? 60 newton meters of torque.
I think so, and it punches above. It's like whatever you want to call it.
It punches above any other half power e-bike. That's for sure.
It's fast.
Yeah.
It's the motor's quiet. It's powerful, and it's what's nicest is like how quiet it is on a downhill.
Yeah, I think this LTE is like what the old 160E kind of, it's like what it wants to be.
Yeah.
Where Yeti's done a lot of work to make the bike super dialed and have all the ports, the cable ports like tied into the frame. 6-finity suspension, like engineered specifically for e-bike kind of forces.
Yeah.
And then with the new Bosch CX Race motor, it's super quiet, doesn't rattle around at all.
So nice.
And I think from what I can tell, that's the only motor out there right now that doesn't rattle.
Yeah.
From what I've experienced. The TQ one's pretty quiet.
TQ as well.
TQ one's pretty quiet as well.
Yeah.
So I'd say both of them. So Yeti's kind of nailed that with their bikes right now. And it's just, the experience is insane with that because you're just ripping and the bike's quiet, which is what I'm always striving for when I'm building a bike personally, or if it's a personal bike, I want it to be dead quiet. But
agreed.
Yeah, this one's 160 rear travel, 170 front travel, 29 or MX, and it's got the new Bosch Gen 5 motor, which is pretty sweet if you ask me. It's got 800 watt hours of battery.
It's a beast.
It's a beast.
I took this on a ride a couple weeks ago, and it just is so long and just like aggressive, like low, long, and slack. It's just like, it just needs to be on an aggressive trail.
It just wants to go fast.
It wants to go fast.
Over like rough terrain.
For sure. Yeah. And steep. Like, I mean, it definitely requires, just a lot more, wherewithal and like, management, just like how long it is, especially on like tight trails.
Yeah.
But how quiet and just smooth. And also, like, the new Fox, I had a new Fox X2, a new 38 on there.
Just dialed.
So dialed.
Yeah.
I mean,
super good.
You better hope it's dialed. What is it, like a $12,000 bike?
For the one we're riding, it's actually 13.
Oh, excuse me, $13,000 bike. So yeah, it's a worthy successor to the 160E, right? Like the 160E, we were like, this is an amazing bike, but the rattly motor is a little frustrating when you're paying this much for a bike.
The Shimano felt a little underpowered compared to like the Bosch at the time.
Yeah.
And now it's got the new Bosch, which 100 newton meters of torque, 750 watts.
Screen in the top tube.
Super
sleek.
You can have an extender on it as well, which
really?
is pretty sweet.
Which is crazy.
That is insane.
So 800 watts with an extender, like you can get some pretty serious mileage out of that, I'm sure.
You could definitely, you could more than likely do more than what I did on the Amflow.
Yeah.
I mean.
Wireless remotes too. I don't know. It's just, it's super dialed. I've been really impressed with the new Gen 5 Bosch stuff personally.
Yeah.
The Gen 4 stuff was good. It was the fastest at the time, I'd say, but the new Gen 5 is so much more refined, and yeah, again, it's just quiet. It's nice.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely took the biggest jump from Gen 4 to Gen 5 in terms of just the refinement.
Yeah.
And the overall quality of the package.
I also think the podium fork on this kind of bike makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Especially with the podium being like a 170 fork. Still wish they like made that 180 or above. I think there was issues with that, but
or just travel at all.
I think it makes sense. It just like feels like a dirt bike.
It's insane.
That's pretty cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah. I don't think it comes with an MX kit. I think they all come 2929.
Okay.
But it has a flip chip compatibility that you could make it MX if you want.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Which is sweet to have the option, honestly.
Yeah.
I think a lot of customers with e-bikes like to play around with that kind of stuff. And I think having an MX on the e-bike is fun. But also, like, if you want to just have carry more speed and rip trails like single track, then the 29er makes a little bit more sense.
I personally like the MX on e-bikes.
Yeah.
I just think the weight of the bike and then the way the MX corners and the way you lean it over is just like a perfect combo on these bikes.
And plus, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you get a slightly stronger wheel with the 27.5, right? Like,
yeah, like maybe a little less flex.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, there's something there too with all the extra weight and like the G's that you're probably pushing, cornering.
Yeah.
With a huge e-bike like that.
Yeah. So e-bikes are definitely not pretty on wheels, tires, or drivetrains or brakes for anything.
No.
they're super hard.
Neither is Whistler Bike Park.
No. And this LTE we have has the DT Swiss carbon wheels, which they're amazing. They're super strong. But like I was riding like the rockiest trail in Wildwood out here, and I was just like, this bike is so heavy. I don't want to. And with the radials, I'm just like, I just don't want to blow up one of these wheels.
Yeah.
Jared has a knack for blowing up brand new e-bike wheels. Done it more than once.
E-bike? Brand new e-bike wheels?
You did on the Crestline. You did on the Amflow.
Oh, the Crestline. No, I did not.
That wasn't him on the Amflow.
That was not me. But I did break the wheel on the Crestline. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought
Carbon goes boom.
Yeah, but that was alloy one on the Crestline.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, because it had a tube in it, and then it flatted and
not an appropriate tire.
No.
As well.
Yeah.
All right. I'll cut you a break.
Thanks for cutting me some slack, man. Well, speaking of DC Swiss, boys, should we intro into our segment with our friends?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet. Here it is. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the podcast. This is our friend Nick and Nils from GT Swiss. How you guys doing today?
Good. Very good. Thank you guys for having us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for jumping on. Real quick before I jump in, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about what you guys do at GT Swiss and what your kind of day-to-day role is.
And my name is Niels. I'm head of product management for wheels, everything that's around at DT Swiss. I'm based in the Swiss office. I'm working with a lot of departments, but generally product management for DT Swiss means that I accompany the product development together with my team from the very first idea, and then to selling the actual product together with Nick, for example. So I usually join him a few times per year while visiting customers.
Nice. Super cool.
So, Nils, you do both mountain bike and road.
Exactly, yeah. Okay. We're a team of like 6 people, so I'm not alone.
Yeah. Right on.
Nice. Well, you guys have a couple of pretty exciting products coming out right now. Should we just go ahead and jump into the questions, Liam?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be talking about the new rim, which came out about 2 weeks ago. And that's the new FR571. And then a new product that comes out the day of this podcast, which is the DT Swiss DEG DF. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Cool. Yeah. Richie's been on almost all season, at least in the rear. Is that correct? Richie Beard, that is.
So, but in the beginning, we gave this rim to races, but yeah, as Nick said, also with the weight, there comes some stiffness, and then we gave it also to a lot of bike park races here in Switzerland that are pretty fast, and they also really liked it because they don't care as much about stiffness. It's not like crazy stiff, but sure it adds some. But even some super heavy guys, they said, "Hey, I cannot break this rim. It's perfect for me in the bike park." I mean, it's not really expensive compared to other options, and while you're having an aluminum rim that is lasting so long. So I think on a racing scene, we definitely see this as a rear wheel option or some kind of the red stream in our portfolio. But on the other side, for bike park racers or bike park riders, I think it's a pretty solid option as well. It's not just for racing; it's also for super durable rim.
Nice. Yeah, I think we've all lost a wheel or two to a bike park at some time. so it's nice to. I'm looking forward to trying these out. They look pretty legit, super durable looking for sure.
The silver is back.
You love to see it. All right, let's see. How about this next question? So, did we talk about DEG DF yet, or all? No. No. Yeah. How about you guys tell us a little bit about that product?
It just started, or it always started with an idea of having something similar to O-Chain, something that eliminates pedal kickback just where it's getting created in the hub or at the drivetrain. And we knew that there are solutions out there, but we wanted to have something that has more ease of use, that is maintenance or has way less maintenance to it. We like in Switzerland and Biel, we always say like the 240 concept, where we have the end caps and the free up body that you can swap around. And that together with a super light system was always the top priority. And everything started with kind of an external project. It's always a bit difficult with pushing innovation. And I mean, we're not too many people, but when you come up with kind of niche ideas for the majority of people, pedal kickback was not the biggest topic, and then come up. So it's always it started completely with an external project. I had a friend and he made some prototypes. We tried to figure out how we could put such a technology or such a function in a free up system. So my friend did the very first iteration of the system, and then we took it to DT and put all the know-how of our engineers in there. And then one of our engineers came up with that idea of having this asymmetric teeth on the outside of the ratchets, which realized in the end that we have different settings with just switching the setting of the ratchet. And I think this is the most solid and easiest option. In the beginning, we tried a lot of with springs and elastomers and stuff like that. But in the end, this is the very simplest version of it, and was the one that worked best. So pretty stoked on that.
Yeah, it's really, really simple. Nothing to go wrong, nothing to adjust, which is quite nice. And it adds 0 weight. So it's kind of like the OG 54 tooth high engagement, just like redesigned for pedal kickback essentially. So
definitely, you can just buy an upgrade kit and have a whole new function to your existing hub, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. Of these two products that you guys just came out with, which one are you each most excited about?
Yeah, for me, the coolest thing for sure, I was part of the development, but on the other side, putting this in a hub of some friends, and then the reaction of those guys, you can directly feel the difference, and this is so cool that you can like experience it. Usually we change just products on our bike, and it feels a bit different, but with this is a whole new layer of functionality of your bike. And with the existing products on the market, it was not for everybody, I would say, but with this technology now, you can put it in basically every bike that has a full suspension, or it makes sense there, and every bike that is a full suspension bike, and just experience the difference.
Nice. Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, it's kind of seems like there's no downside to have one, because you can go 0 degree, 10 or 20. As long as you have a DEG hub, it's kind of the same, right? So This is a question we have a little bit later, but I'll ask it now. Do you see this coming into play for short travel applications a bit more because it is zero extra weight, and you can turn it off and on, with just taking your wheel off?
Frame manufacturers or engineers, they look more and more on pedal kickback the bigger the travel is of the bike. So when they develop a downhill bike, for sure pedal kickback isn't their top priority, which is not when you develop a short travel bike. So for example, everything that's like down country or trail, however you want to call it, pedal kickback is a thing in their development, but not top priority. So also those bikes have pedal kickback, and I ride it personally on my Commensal Tempo, and there's a huge benefit to it. It just feels so different. So definitely also on short travel bikes makes a lot of sense, especially if it doesn't add any weight. So
yeah, I'm curious to try it on my Yeti SR, which is like super XC, but it's a single pivot flex stay, and there's obviously limitations of how you can tune that suspension. So I'm thinking 10 degree could give you some more suppleness, not a feedback in your feet, but zero extra weight. Then I'm running it up. Yeah.
Awesome. Liam, do you want to ask this next one? Although they kind of already talked about this internal versus external solutions.
Well, he's talking about external as in like it wasn't a project.
Okay.
But when you guys first thought about pedal kickback, was it always going to the hub and how you could make an insert to change that? Or were you thinking of like, oh, maybe we can make something like an O-chain as a DT Swiss product? Does that make sense?
yeah, sure. But I think the answer is pretty clear that we always looked at something in the hub. When we looked at the competitor products, yeah, it's maybe, I mean, the weight is on a good spot, but on the other side, this is pretty, yeah, on the spot where the product is seeing a lot of dirt and water. So hide it somewhere like this functionality makes a lot of sense. Where it maybe also doesn't, yeah, add more weight. And on the other side, the hub is already rotating, you're already moving things. So why not integrating such a function in there? I mean, it's basically technically in the same, yeah, what to say? Yeah, it's still in the drivetrain, right? So
yeah,
it's just started with an idea. Let's have a go and let's try to make it happen. And then, as I said, first we try to copy the function, kind of with strings. But the cool thing is it always sets back just by the drag of the spring. So the ratchet will always go into the zero or in the backwards position, starting position, however you want to call it, just by the drag. So whenever you're rotating and the bike doesn't create any pedal kickback, the ratchet will always be in a like starting position. And once either you pedal or the frame creates pedal kickback, the ratchet has display or movement or can move forward. So we don't need too many parts. I mean, technically it's same amount of parts as before.
Yeah, having serviced O-chains, thinking about servicing this, which is basically just a standard ratchet service, is really nice. It'll take 5 minutes versus 50 minutes or something like that. So jumping back to rims, the FR571 rim is now the burliest rim DT Swiss makes. The previous FR541 rim, which I just rode in Whistler for 3 days, is pretty burly and tough. What was the demand for an even tougher rim than the FR541?
I think Nick already said it. It is basically an engineering prototype that, yeah, it made it to the stage where we're gonna sell it. This rim came out of like a few prototypes that we did for like future products and development projects, and then this was the heaviest option. Or it was also one approach, and we had the possibility that we produce a few more, and and give it to bike park riders, but also to World Cup riders. Usually we try to have the first prototypes in the company, test them a lot in our test lab, and also with experienced field test riders. But this time we had a few more and distributed them through a lot of races, because also from a product management point of view, I wanted to have some more like opinions. Is this something that would a rider accept? Because usually everybody's complaining about weight of rims and we're already too heavy. So we wanted to have the opinion of real World Cup and bike park riders. And the output was, or outcome was, that they really liked it, that they don't destroy the rim. I mean, Richie was riding it in Val di Sole and he bent the bar. He, I think, broke chainring, dash guard, everything. And the rim just barely had some cracks, but it was still like tubeless setup was still fine. He could continue riding to the pits, and he said like I would have definitely broke every other rim I was riding before. So yeah, that was one of the experience we had with Richie, and yeah, we had similar reports from bike park riders. So that was the point where like, hey, we don't need to make necessarily a wheel, because those riders will, they are looking for custom builds, but let's offer this as a separate rim for those riders.
Yeah, so it wasn't necessarily asked for by racers. It was kind of like DT Swiss going, hey, let's see how burly the rim we can make and see if people want to ride it. It wasn't the racers coming and going, hey, I'm destroying everything, I need some time.
This is not so easy to answer, because racers basically ask for everything. They ask for like the soft, like the smoothest rim, and they don't want to destroy it. It must be super light. So I would say it was one of their asks, but usually their ask comes with 2 or 3 others. So it was one path that we followed, and yeah.
Well, that's like a perfect segue into this last question that we have, which is, as riders ride harder and bikes take more of a beating, do you guys see things hitting a stopping point in the world of making tough rims, or will the evolution of rims continue to get stronger and heavier?
This is also not so easy to answer. I would say generally, products and other rims or our rims on the market get stronger and stronger every year. So the EX471 or EX511 have been a benchmark. Now we're sitting here and having the FR571. But also on the other hand, frames, suspension platforms, brakes, everything gets so much better. So I think in generally we can say that on one side of it, bikes get stronger but also more capable. On the other side, you also see cross-country bikes that get lighter and lighter. So I would say the options as a consumer are getting wider as well. I would say most probably maybe we end up here sitting here in 2 years, 3 years and having 700, 800 gram rim. Or 800, it's already 700. But maybe this rim will be lighter, but same, like as strong as this rim. So it's super hard to answer, and we always need to see a bike as a whole system. Everything needs to work together. So yeah, let's see what the future brings.
For sure, almost like the technology that you got are, evolving, like that you have with this rim will trickle down into, lighter weight products, and this will be lighter eventually as well.
The cool thing is now with DEG DF as well, if you want to bring in that topic again, if you're looking into a custom wheel spec, I mean, sure, you have a heavier rim, it's more solid. On the other side, the hub is so much lighter than competitors that offer high engagement systems, and then on the others, and then next to that, you don't have something on your sprocket that adds weight. So I think that if you look at the total system weight, it will be less. So
awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I have 240 DG hubs to X and 21 rims on my ASR right now, so it's like it's a trail bike wheel on XC bike. But it rides really good. It's fun.
Awesome. Well, that pretty much wraps up this one. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate your time, and it's a pleasure having you on and learning a little bit more about the DT Swiss inner workings and these cool projects you guys got going on.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll catch you guys in the next one, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon. All right.
Bye.
Well, we got some pretty epic listener questions. Let's start off with this nice, fun, light-hearted one. If you could swap lives, not wives, but lives with anyone for a day, who would it be and why? Trevor.
Oh man,
who would it be?
I don't. I'm thinking of my answer right now.
I know.
Liam, you have one?
I don't know. I'm gonna say, it's like either someone cool and famous or like totally different.
Yeah, I think maybe like one of the, sometimes we get customers in here who are retired and have done well with their career and live in a Sprinter van and go out to Crested Butte for a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I could do that.
I didn't even really think about that.
It seems totally plausible.
Almost like a Laird Hamilton.
Yeah.
Someone like that. Just like be able to like surf, work out, ride bikes all day.
Saw him and his lady at LAX this summer, and I was just thinking to myself, where the heck are these guys going?
Hawaii, probably.
Yeah, Tahiti or something. Like,
that's
where are they
awesome.
going? Probably Hawaii.
So my knee-jerk answer before you guys said anything was like Joe Rogan, because that would be very interesting.
Big podcaster
guy. Yeah.
Jared has big ambitions.
Go record another podcast. No, I was thinking like it would be cool to go like hit the sauna and cold plunge and like have some elk meat or something.
Oh, well, that's Laird Hamilton.
Is that?
Kind of.
And then, but
they're up the same boat on that stuff.
I don't know. You guys got me thinking it'd be cool to swap lives with somebody who's kind of like a rich dirtbag,
Yeah, I don't think you want to be rich and famous. I think you just want to be rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think fame is attractive at all.
No,
I don't want to be Joe Rogan for like the sake of like that,
Yeah.
But like, I think and like he's got a pretty cute golden retriever.
He does. Jared, these are all very obtainable things. Cold plunge, sauna, elk meat, golden retriever. Very normal things.
I can just make that happen in my daily life.
But that's but great, man.
Yeah,
good for you.
Yeah. So
I mean, all I want to do is like ride bikes, eat good food, and work out all day. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. So if I could have like a combination of that, like cold plunge, sauna, dog, elk meat, ride bikes all day, which really I could just make that my own life, like you said. But that would take a little bit of work. All right, you guys answer.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be a Sprinter van guy.
Yeah, Sprinter van guy.
Yeah, but like retired and not obnoxious.
Yeah.
Started some tech company, sold it. Now you just live in a Sprinter van and get to like dirtbag it around.
Yeah. So not like one specific person, but like the lifestyle is what you were asking for.
Yeah, no.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I'll accept that.
I'm not envious of anybody, really.
That's fine.
Have a fun life.
You know what they say?
Nice one.
Yeah.
What do they say?
They say envy is something, and you shouldn't envy anybody.
No.
Yeah. I never had it. Escapes me. I never had it. The saying. I never had it. I was gonna say it. Never had it.
Was it comparison is a thief of joy?
Yeah, that's something like that.
Something like that.
But like, yeah. All right. When do you guys read this next one?
All right. Hi guys, I've been looking to get a trail bike. The Canyon Spectral AL6 looked basically perfect for the local trails where we'll be riding. However, I'm torn between the full 29er and mullet. What are the pros and cons of each? I'm 5'10", which I think is a size medium. Actually, we answered this question.
Oh yeah, you guys totally answered this question.
But you know what? I got most of the way through it. I'm 5'10", which I think is a size medium. And do you have any other suggestions for trail bikes around 140 to 160? Thanks for the good work. Pod is entertaining. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, see, I didn't get to answer this. So
yeah,
I'll jump in and give my 2 cents.
All right. Yeah.
So I say get the 29er because you're going to get more efficiency. And I personally, I think that if you're going to go mullet, you got to go long travel.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be 165 or like 160 and up,
And like gravity oriented.
Which I guess he said 140 to 160, but like, yeah, like you said, like more gravity oriented. Like don't go trail bike mullet, go full 29er trail bike. Pros and cons, I think we just kind of touched on that. You're going to get more fun cornering on the more gravity-oriented bike. You're going to get better efficiency with the 29er. And other trail bikes are on 140, 160. I mean, you got to say SB140. I got to throw my boy out there. That's my bike.
You ride a boy?
What? Oh,
nothing.
No, it's a girl. She's a girl. Do you have, other trail bikes around 140, 160? I mean, the Druid's 130, which I would still put that in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I said...
Your Banshee is a great contender. I feel like
Banshee
Titan. And what's the other one? Is it the Prime?
The Prime, which is 135.
Like, Prime was such a fun bike to ride.
Yeah.
Super efficient. Like, I was blown away by how fast that bike was, and just like the handling, like the Banshee handling and the kinematics is so good. But
I think I also said you got the Specialized Stump Jumper, which can be in a closer price point to the Spectral AL6
for sure. Yeah.
And Trek's Fuel EX with, I think, since we answered this, they released a new one.
I've heard that's a really good
bike,
actually.
Which is a crazy range. I think you can do like a 140 to 160 rear travel, 2.9 or mullet all in one frame.
Whoa.
Yeah. I've heard that's actually a really good bike.
But I did like the previous one. So if there's previous ones out there on sale, could be a great time to snag up that.
Yeah.
What is 3-week-old Fuel EX.
Mm-hmm. Definitely still a buyer's market.
Yeah. So those are all good.
Yeah. I mean, people like, Bronson's and Hightowers.
Bronson's, mullet, Hightowers, 2929.
Right.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's just kind of like, what kind of flavor are you looking for? You're looking for something like super fast and like, efficient, or like something a little more playful and like...
Transition Sentinel.
Yeah.
It's right in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Do they do the Smuggler?
They do.
Smuggler
it's 130
130?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it's on the lower end of this as well. But yeah, it's kind of just like, different strokes for different folks.
Speaking of flavors, this next question is about some crank arms.
Nice segue.
I'm looking to replace my cranks with some shorter ones. My bike came with typical stock 170 millimeter cranks. I'm 5'7" with a 30-inch inseam. I'm having a hard time finding good sources of info on how to determine the right length. I'm assuming it could be a calculation from inseam length, supported by a crotchometer video, but wondering if it's more complicated than that. Also, are there any bike fit adjustments I should consider messing with around after making the switch? Thanks for the laughs over the years. Shout out to King Lentil.
King Lentil.
From OG listener.
Wow. Throwback.
I don't even know what that means.
I adopted a bean, or adopted a rock, and named it King Lentil.
I did see that, actually.
This was in retaliation to Bean's rise to fame.
Yeah.
For your rock.
Liam has a famous pet rock because I have a famous
Lentil?
cat.
It was King Lentil as Bean. Yeah, Lentil's a bean.
Lentil.
Yeah. I had lentils for lunch today.
But bean is a legume, I think.
Whatever.
That's so funny. All right, cranks.
Cranks. How about those cranks?
5'7" and a 30-inch inseam, I'd definitely throw you towards like 165s.
Yeah, 170 is a little long.
I was going to say 165 as well.
And possibly 160s, but if you're pedaling a lot, I don't know if I'd go quite that short. The studies show and everything says that it doesn't really affect you, but sometimes it feels like you're pedaling a hamster wheel when you go that short. GMBN's video that he's referencing crotchometer is actually 5dev's crotchometer.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Which we have.
We do
have one.
It's interesting.
Yeah, and I think it does put me on 165 for pedaling, 160 for gravity.
Oh.
Yeah, is its thing. I have a 33-inch inseam though.
Interesting.
Yeah, 30-inch inseam is relatively short as well, so I think some shorter cranks would definitely help that.
I think 165 would be a safe bet. It's kind of what everything is going to be on. I'm going to assume in a year or two. All my bikes are 165s right now.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need to go shorter unless I'm on an e-bike or a downhill bike.
For sure.
Then I go 155s on an e-bike. Yeah. Maybe 160s on a downhill bike.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's also rare to see manufacturers with 160 mil cranks, right? Like 165 is more common.
Right now, yeah.
It's trending that way.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably just say 165s if you're pedaling a lot. It's going to feel better on your hip flexors, not closing them out as much and not having as much knee bend. And bike fit adjustments, you just have to raise your seat up a couple more mil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So 2.5 mil.
2.5 mil. 5 mil.
And you also have to,
one of the two.
There's also a change in your chainring, right? If you go different crank lengths.
It's like, I don't know. Me and Tideman got really in the weeds on this at Downeyville.
Yeah.
Because
like, let's say you go from a 32 to a 36, or like a 30, let's say a 30 to a 34 is like a pretty big jump. Like, would you have to go up in chainring or down in chainring?
You would go down technically, because I think 165s with a 170s with a 32 would be like a 165s with a 33. So it would make it a touch harder. But it's like, it's kind of weird, because are you going off leverage ratio or by how fast you're spinning circles? Because in that case, you'd want to size up. And we couldn't really figure it out. And Tideman has way more actual like science and like knowledge behind it. And it's like spitting out like math equations.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're
like, I'm going off field. You're
losing me, dude. You're smarter than me.
Yeah.
Go by the butt dyno.
But so yeah, I'm on same size chainring I've always been on. 34 on the XC bike, 32 on the trail bike.
Yeah. And that's not going to be a huge difference. No. Gotcha.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, there you go. How about this next one? What's up, guys? Long time, first time. First and foremost, thank you for everything you do for the mountain bike community and the countless hours of entertainment and information you've given to your listeners. Our group is taking a birthday trip to Sedona in November, and we have a ton of hikes planned. We're also looking to rent bikes and get a day of trail riding in. The skill level spectrum is pretty wide, so we're looking for trail suggestions that novice and more experienced riders could do together. Again, thank you for all you do, and your Hell's Gate grips are a perfect complement to my Stumpy Evo.
Nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Well, so Sedona in November. Hopefully it's not snowing.
Yeah.
It should be really nice, actually.
It should be nice. It should be nice and cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, because we did the mountain bike festival out there. Sedona Mountain Bike Fest. That was in March?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a little different.
Yeah.
But
they're actually moving it to November next year.
Are they?
They are, yeah.
Cool. So maybe they're planning it around the Sedona Mountain Bike Fest. But yeah, that was a crazy turn of events.
Yeah. But I think the west side is all pretty chill.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Bunch of green, kind of blue trails.
Some fun pedally stuff.
Stay away from the H trails like Hogs.
Yeah, Hogs Highline.
Hangover. Stay far away from those because they're super gnarly.
But even if you're like around Slim Shady.
That's what I was going to say. Slim Shady is a really fun trail. And it could, probably a couple little extra credit lines for people with the skill.
Some of the stuff up near, I think, Teacups as well.
Yep.
It can be pretty chill. Like, for
sure.
I don't know if anything's really chill in Sedona.
Yeah.
Like, you're always going to have the weird steppy kind of rock steps and weird, awkward moves. But, stay away from the H's and you should basically be good.
Yeah. I'd be willing to bet that, if you're not into like extreme riding, which most people aren't, then I would say the green trails are probably way more fun in Sedona than the black trails.
Yeah.
The black trails are like, it's like anti-flow, super hard and
jank.
just like jank and maybe not what everyone's used to. And the green and blue trails are going to be more XC flow, rolling speed, carrying speed everywhere. It'll be pretty fun.
Definitely. Liam, that one trail over by Teacup, I'm looking at the trail forks right now, but let's see. No, I'm having a hard time remembering the name.
Yeah, I'm not positive.
But it's the one that kind of is like across the road from that Brewer Trail. Okay, so there's that Adobe Jack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of more flat, I think, but you could still have fun. Like, it's kind of,
I guess Teacup's a black.
Teacup is a black.
I didn't know that. I thought it was a blue.
That kind of zone, yeah, like Teacup, Adobe Jack. There's a bunch of fun blue trails
Adobe
there.
Jack and something else that runs parallel to it.
Yeah.
They're both pretty fun.
Yes. Grand Central and Anthill. Those are super fun. And yeah, the west side has a bunch of other fun trails too. Slim Shady is a great one. Pretty much honestly, a lot of the blue trails would probably be fine. But yeah, I learned the lesson the hard way. I was like, well, I went to Sedona like probably at least 10 years ago, and I was staying on the airport mesa right where Brewer comes off of.
Yeah.
And I rode the airport loop with my buddy, and it's just like super flat, janky, like pretty brutal.
Yeah.
And I think that might be the last time he ever rode a mountain bike.
Yeah.
It was like so...
I think it's super important that when you're kind of introducing someone to riding mountain bikes, that they have a positive experience.
Yep.
Because the sport is a bit of suffering. and it's a bit of type 2 sometimes. And if you can make that first ride like positive experience, no heat stroke, no bonking, no drops and stuff like that, then they will be so much more likely to get back on the horse.
For sure.
Because it is, obviously everyone's listening here loves mountain biking. It's some of the most fun you can have if you can get past that.
Yeah, definitely.
And Sedona is not the place for that.
No. But yeah, stay in the blue trails. You'll have a good time.
They don't have a good time for sure.
Yeah.
And if you haven't rented bikes already, go to Absolute Bikes. Rent from there, and you're actually really close to Slim Shady Trail.
Oh, perfect!
And they'll give you some
right down the street.
They'll show you the map, and
they can show you where to go as well.
Give you the beta.
That's a great call, Liam.
Yeah,
that's a really, really great call.
Awesome. I'll read this next question here.
Perfect.
Hi, Worldwide Crew. You guys might be one of the best podcast teams around. Wow, thank you.
Shout out.
I had a few questions about buying mountain bikes for kids. I'm finding it tough to deliver just a couple of concise questions, though, so maybe this is a discussion point. My dilemma is, my youngest 2 kids, 8 and 10, do enjoy mountain biking, but only when it suits them. They're not as into it as me, and definitely not as into it as you guys. I'm trying to give them a gentle shove in the right direction. Well, this is a fitting question. They are both on 20-inch wheel bikes, which they're outgrowing fast, and will probably skip the 24-inch stage. I want to get them good quality bikes that help them enjoy the trails. But as they are pretty casual enthusiasts, I cannot justify anything too pricey. I'm trying to find something under $1,000 Canadian. That's around $250 US.
See, that's not Canadian.
That's not Canadian, is it?
Somewhere else.
So $250 US.
I think it is, but I think
actually Google tells me it's $725 US.
I think he's joking.
Oh. Okay. I was gonna say we were just in Canada. The $725 sounds about more right.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's just joking. So it's about $725 US. What do you think is more important on entry level mountain bike for kids? Personally, I would do away with the heavy sprung front forks, stick to rigid forks with higher volume tires. I would put that as savings towards replacing the cable actuated disc brakes with hydraulic. I think a nice light lever and confidence braking when they need it would be right up there with the priorities. I'm currently thinking of doing the DaVinci Ewok 26 and upgrading the cable disc brakes to hydraulic. Love to know your thoughts. Huge fan of the pod and Business 2.0. Regards from Stu.
What's up, Stu? Thanks for tuning in.
I mean, I think it's pretty on the money.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would try to just skim the used site.
That's what I was going to say,
Liam.
The
used stuff. Like,
yeah.
Like you're saying, kids are growing out. Kids are always going to be growing out of these 26-inch bikes. I think we're probably a little bit past buying 26-inch bikes that were like modern back in the day, because those are kind of now outdated.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of kids bikes out there that are like 26-inch that are sick. And we were just saying at Whistler, like, these kids are ripping such sick bikes, and like they're growing out of them, right? So
yeah,
there's definitely a market for that somewhere.
Yeah,
especially in Canada too.
Search Pink Bike,
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
I feel like you could snag, a size small 26-inch, like, maybe like a 2013, like a 12 or 13-year-old bike, like anything 26 on that kind of, mid-travel range or hardtail or whatever.
Even that, or try and get lucky and try to find like a dedicated kids bike too.
Or go for dedicated kids
those are
bike.
a thing now. Like,
yeah,
us growing up, those were not a thing.
No,
but they are now.
It definitely had super, because bikes were just weird when I was growing up, right? Like, we still had like V-brakes and
sports related bikes,
weird jump, exactly. But even when I had a giant full suspension, I was like my first nice full suspension. I was probably 10 years old, and it was just like very bad suspension and brakes and like everything,
triple ring,
exactly. So
3x7,
anything that you get now that like is gonna be way better than that.
But yeah, I do think if he's going new, like where he's going is right, like
for
ditch
sure.
the spring fork, get cable or get hydraulic disc brakes, go tubeless.
Definitely. Good brakes are going to be huge confidence boosters, good tires.
But yeah, I think also the 8 and 10-year-old, they're not going to be enthusiasts. Like, they want to play soccer, they want to do this, they want to do that, and like they're not going to be dedicated. So just getting them a bike to ride and having it fun for them is like the first and foremost. You don't want a heavy bike. You don't want a bike that's like doesn't fit them, because you just want them to have fun. So
yeah, you can get like a cheap specialized like hardtail as well. I'm just looking up right now. You can get it for like $800-$900 US.
There you go.
Like a hard rock or a rock hopper or something like that. Is like a perfect entry level bike. My first mountain bike was a GT Avalanche hardtail.
Nice.
I bought the same thing pretty much. I bought it off my friend for like $300 and rode it a lot, and it was awesome. 26 inches, and it fit me. It was large, and that's something like that can go a long way, and hopefully they can catch the bug and get stoked on it like I did.
For sure. Well said. Yeah. I mean, I would agree. Yeah, they go something super entry level from kind of a bigger brand that is brand new.
Yeah, go for like a big box brand, like Specialized, Giant, Trek, one of those kind of stores and companies. Yeah, and you can get something decent, or that's going to be safe for them as well. For sure. That's going to have actual good disc brakes on it. Maybe not hydraulic, but you could maybe save for the hydraulic disc brakes, because I do think that is important. Yeah. I remember when I was on my first hardtail, it did have cable actuated disc brakes, and I remember having to brake with all 3 fingers on each hand. Yeah. I couldn't produce enough power to slow it down, and hydraulic disc brakes would have been a nice luxury for that, but I learned the difference. So. That's a core memory. That it is a core memory because it was quite scary. You don't have enough braking power. And I didn't know how to work on anything, so they were probably not set up correctly either. Yeah. I have a similar core memory of riding said Giant in Mammoth Bike Park when I was probably like 10 or 11 years old. Yeah. Like coming down a chute, like levers into the grips and just like not Nothing's slowing happening. Down. Yeah. Because you got V brakes, rim brakes, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. Good times. Yeah. Good times. But yeah. Or at the very least, I would, check out the Pink Bike Buy Sell, because you guaranteed to find something like at least like a little more exciting and like cool. And might find some gold on there. You might find some gold on there. Yeah. Speaking of gold, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I think that just about wraps this one up. If you are browsing the Worldwide Cycle website and you're looking for something, or if you're just like itching to upgrade your bike or you need something, go ahead and punch in that code MTBpodcast10 on there, because it'll get you a little something off. That'd be 10% off. Treat yourself. And thank you guys all so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheerio. See ya. Love ya.